Okay, so I make wine in Hawke's Bay, in the center of the North Island, on the eastern coast actually, about halfway up from Wellington to Auckland. It's about a 5-hour drive south of Auckland. I make wines in Hawke's Bay, but I also make wines in Waiheke, which is in the north of New Zealand, a little subtropical paradise island off the coast of Auckland City. And so, I make wines in both regions, from both regions, but I move the fruit from Hawke's Bay to my winery in Waiheke Island, so I have complete control over it. I buy my fruit from growers who I know very, very well, friends who have been growing for many, many years. And so there's a great respect and trust, and they're very open to my input in the vineyard, and they're also very, very happy to have me making the wines in a certain manner that express site, because the sites that I work from are very, very, very special. In Hawke's Bay is the Howell family vineyard in Bridge Pa, and in Waiheke it is the Jamara vineyard in Onitangi, and two truly special vineyards. So they deserve to be made in a manner that reflects the place, not in a homogenized style that reflects a sense of style, but I want to reflect a sense of place. So you can taste the vineyard, taste the grapes when they were harvested. That's my objective. So as a result, I don't tend to move the wines much. I tend to intervene as little as possible. For example, I don't rack the wines until after the end of élevage. There is no racking during élevage. The racking just before bottling, that is the only time that I rack these wines, which is quite unique. I mean, most wineries are racking wines in barrel every 3-4 months. There's a growing trend towards less intervention, and I'm certainly embracing that philosophy. So I don't like to use too much new oak. I think new oak can mask the terroir. Too much new oak. A certain level is important stylistically, but it'll vary depending on the vineyard I'm working from. Once again, I want you to taste the fruit in the vineyard. I want to transport you to the vineyard, take you to a special, unique place that truly is beautiful. Now, another example of my low intervention winemaking is in the amount of sulfur and when I apply sulfur. I do apply sulfur at the start, just before fermentation, just a little bit to kill any rogue yeasts, any yeasts from the cellar that may have come in from equipment, or indeed some yeast that may have come in from the vineyard. I want to add a yeast that will reflect the place, reflect a sense of place, the site. And so if I left it up to a spontaneous ferment, which can be a useful technique, it's more inclined to be a wine of style, because the yeast, ungoverned, uncontrolled, can produce flavors and aromas that may not reflect the interpretation of the site. So I tend to avoid 100% Malo in my Chardonnays and my whites. A little bit I think is important. It gives you a little bit of lactic acid, which improves the acid profile, complexity. I think 100% Malo results in Chardonnay results in perhaps a more one-dimensional textural expression. I like to feel an electric malic expression on the back of the palate. And so as a result, I don't, once again, put the wine through Malo 100%. Reds, on the other hand, of course they go through Malo. If they don't, they will be unstable. So it is important to get them through Malo quickly, without fault, so I co-inoculate everything. But the addition of yeast in my wines is very much an important process for control. In other aspects of the process, I try to really step back and only get involved when there really is likely to be a problem. And so this is the concept of sympathetic winemaking. It's respecting the role of science and methodology in the production, but also trusting your intuition. So that's how I believe you interpret and express the vineyard where the grapes are grown. Thank you very much.